1972, Miami Dolphins. The only perfect season in NFL history belongs to the 1972 Miami Dolphins. They went undefeated all year and beat the Redskins 14-7 in Super Bowl VII. Larry Kasonka powered through defenses with relentless runs, anchoring a historic and unrepeatable campaign. 1973, Miami Dolphins. The Dolphins proved their dominance again. In Super Bowl VIII, they handled the Vikings 24-7. Larry Kasonka rushed for 145 yards and was named MVP, showcasing a punishing ground game that no one could stop. 1974, Pittsburgh Steelers. The Steel Curtain era began. The Pittsburgh Steelers won their first title by beating the Minnesota Vikings 16-6 in Super Bowl IX. Their legendary defense shut everything down, while Franco Harris and Lynn Swann brought the offense to life. 1975, Pittsburgh Steelers. The Steelers went back-to-back. In Super Bowl X, they faced the Cowboys and came out on top, 21-17. Lynn Swann stole the show with 161 receiving yards and a touchdown, earning MVP. His acrobatic catches are still legendary. 1976, Oakland Raiders. John Madden's Raiders finally claimed their crown. They crushed the Vikings 32-14 in Super Bowl XI. Ken Stabler led with poise, and Fred Biletnikoff made clutch receptions throughout, earning MVP and sealing Oakland's first title. 1977, Dallas Cowboys. Tom Landry's Cowboys returned to glory. In Super Bowl XII, they defeated the Denver Broncos 27-10. Their defense dominated, and Harvey Martin and Randy White shared MVP honors, still the only co-MVPs in Super Bowl history. 1978, Pittsburgh Steelers. The Steelers dynasty marched on. In one of the most iconic Super Bowls ever, they edged the Cowboys 35-31. Terry Bradshaw threw 4 touchdowns and was named MVP, cementing his status as one of the game's great clutch quarterbacks. 1979, Pittsburgh Steelers. The Steelers capped off a historic run. They beat the Rams 31-19 in Super Bowl XIV, claiming their 4th title in 6 years. Franco Harris's consistent rushing and Bradshaw's leadership made them the team of the decade. 1980, Oakland Raiders. The Raiders made history again, this time as a wildcard team. They beat the Eagles 27-10 in Super Bowl XV. Jim Plunkett, once written off, delivered a comeback for the ages and was named MVP after a flawless performance. 1981, San Francisco 49ers. A dynasty was born. The 49ers, led by Joe Montana, stunned the Cowboys with the catch in the NFC title game and beat the Bengals 26-21 in Super Bowl XVI. Montana threw for over 150 yards and ran for a touchdown, earning his first Super Bowl MVP. 1982, Washington Redskins. In a strike-shortened season, Washington emerged on top. They defeated the Dolphins 27-17 in Super Bowl XVII. Running back John Riggins powered through with 166 yards and a game-winning 43-yard touchdown, earning MVP in legendary fashion. 1983, Los Angeles Raiders. The Raiders dominated. They crushed the Washington Redskins 38-9 in Super Bowl XVIII. Marcus Allen was unstoppable, rushing for 191 yards, including a breathtaking 74-yard score, and earned MVP honors. 1984, San Francisco 49ers. Bill Walsh and Joe Montana delivered a near-perfect year. The 49ers went 15-1 and shut down Dan Marino's Dolphins 38-16 in Super Bowl XIX. Montana passed for 331 yards and 3 touchdowns in a masterclass MVP performance. 1985, Chicago Bears. Arguably the greatest defense ever. The Bears steamrolled opponents all season and dominated the Patriots 46-10 in Super Bowl XX. Richard Dent led a ferocious defense and took home MVP. The '85 Bears remain a cultural icon. 1986, New York Giants. The Giants rose to power behind a punishing defense and Phil Simms' precision. They beat the Broncos 39-20 in Super Bowl XXI. Simms completed 88% of his passes and earned MVP, while Lawrence Taylor anchored the relentless defense. 1987, Washington Redskins. Doug Williams made history. The Redskins routed the Broncos 42-10 in Super Bowl 22, with Williams throwing 4 touchdowns in the second quarter alone. He became the first black quarterback to win a Super Bowl and was named MVP. 1988 San Francisco 49ers. In a tightly contested Super Bowl 23, Joe Montana led a legendary final drive to beat the Bengals 20-16. He found John Taylor in the end zone with 34 seconds left. Jerry Rice dominated all game with 215 yards and was named MVP. 1989 San Francisco 49ers. The 49ers cemented their dynasty. They destroyed the Broncos 55-10 in Super Bowl 24, the largest margin in history. Joe Montana was flawless, throwing 5 touchdowns and winning his 3rd Super Bowl MVP. 1990 New York Giants. In a gritty Super Bowl 25, the Giants edged out the Bills 20-19 after Buffalo missed a last-second field goal. Otis Anderson's steady rushing earned him MVP, while New York's ball control offense kept the high-powered Bills in check. 1991 Washington Redskins. Washington dominated all year long, finishing 14-2 and capping it with a 37-24 win over the Bills in Super Bowl 26. Quarterback Mark Rypien threw for 292 yards and 2 touchdowns, earning MVP honors and sealing Washington's 3rd Super Bowl title. 1992 Dallas Cowboys. The Cowboys were back. With Troy Aikman, Emmitt Smith, and Michael Irvin leading the charge, they crushed the Bills 52-17 in Super Bowl 27. Aikman threw 4 touchdowns and was named MVP, kicking off a new dynasty in Dallas. 1993 Dallas Cowboys. Dallas went back-to-back. In Super Bowl 28, they again faced the Bills and won 30-13. Emmitt Smith took over the second half, finishing with 132 yards and 2 touchdowns to win MVP. The Cowboys were the NFL's new powerhouse. 1994 San Francisco 49ers. Steve Young stepped out of Montana's shadow. The 49ers routed the Chargers 49-26 in Super Bowl 29. Young threw a Super Bowl record 6 touchdown passes and earned MVP. Jerry Rice caught 3 of them in another dominant showing. 1995 Dallas Cowboys. The Cowboys claimed their 3rd title in 4 years. They beat the Steelers 27-17 in Super Bowl 30. Cornerback Larry Brown picked off 2 passes and surprisingly won MVP. It was the end of a legendary Dallas run. 1996 Green Bay Packers. Brett Favre and the Packers returned the title to Titletown. They beat the Patriots 35-21 in Super Bowl 31. Desmond Howard was electric on returns, including a 99-yard kickoff return TD, and became the first special teams MVP. 1997 Denver Broncos. John Elway finally got his ring. The Broncos upset the Packers 31-24 in Super Bowl 32. Terrell Davis ran for 157 yards and 3 touchdowns despite playing with a migraine, earning MVP in a gritty, unforgettable performance. 1998 Denver Broncos. Denver went back-to-back. They crushed the Falcons 34-19 in Super Bowl 33. John Elway threw for 336 yards and a touchdown, winning MVP in what would be his final NFL game. The perfect ending to a Hall of Fame career. 1999 St. Louis Rams. The greatest show on turf arrived. Kurt Warner led the high-flying Rams to a 23-16 Super Bowl 34 win over the Titans. Warner threw for 414 yards and 2 touchdowns, and linebacker Mike Jones saved the game with a last-second tackle at the 1-yard line. 2000 Baltimore Ravens. One of the most dominant defenses ever. The Ravens crushed the Giants 34-7 in Super Bowl 35. Linebacker Ray Lewis led a ruthless unit and earned Super Bowl MVP. Their defense didn't allow a single offensive touchdown in the playoffs. 2001 New England Patriots. A dynasty began. The Patriots stunned the Rams 20-17 in Super Bowl 36. Young Tom Brady led a last-minute drive, and Adam Vinatieri nailed the game-winning field goal. Brady won MVP and started one of the greatest runs in NFL history. 2002 Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Tampa Bay's defense dominated. In Super Bowl 37, They crushed the Raiders 48-21, forcing 5 interceptions. Safety Dexter Jackson picked off 2 passes and earned MVP, as the Bucs won their first championship in franchise history. 2003 New England Patriots. The Patriots were back. They edged the Panthers 32-29 in Super Bowl 38, thanks to another game-winning field goal by Vinatieri. Tom Brady threw 3 touchdowns and over 350 yards, earning his second Super Bowl MVP. 2004 New England Patriots. Back-to-back champs. The Patriots beat the Eagles 24-21 in Super Bowl 39. Deion Branch had 11 catches for 133 yards and won MVP, while Brady delivered again in the clutch. New England officially became a dynasty. 2005 Pittsburgh Steelers. The Steelers made history as a 6th seed. They beat the Seahawks 21-10 in Super Bowl 40. Hines Ward caught 5 passes for 123 yards and a touchdown to win MVP, while Jerome Bettis retired a champion in his hometown of Detroit. 2006 Indianapolis Colts. Peyton Manning finally got his ring. The Colts beat the Bears 29-17 in a rainy Super Bowl 41. Manning threw for 247 yards and won MVP, while the Colts defense shut down Chicago after a shaky start. 2007 New York Giants. One of the biggest upsets ever. The Giants shocked the undefeated Patriots 17-14 in Super Bowl 42. Eli Manning's escape and David Tyree's helmet catch became iconic. Manning won MVP after leading the game-winning drive. 2008 Pittsburgh Steelers. A classic finish. The Steelers beat the Cardinals 27-23 in Super Bowl 43. Santonio Holmes made an incredible toe-tap touchdown catch with 35 seconds left and won MVP. The Steelers claimed their record 6th title. 2009 New Orleans Saints. The Saints brought joy to New Orleans. They beat the Colts 31-17 in Super Bowl 44. Drew Brees tied a Super Bowl record with 32 completions and was named MVP. Tracy Porter's pick 6 sealed the win. 2010 Green Bay Packers. Aaron Rodgers delivered. The Packers defeated the Steelers 31-25 in Super Bowl 45. Rodgers threw for 304 yards and 3 touchdowns to win MVP, bringing the Lombardi Trophy back to Green Bay for the first time in over a decade. 2011 New York Giants. The Giants did it again. They stunned the Patriots 21-17 in Super Bowl 46, thanks to another clutch performance by Eli Manning. His perfect throw to Mario Manningham on the final drive was the turning point. Manning earned his second Super Bowl MVP. 2012 Baltimore Ravens. The Ravens held off a 49ers comeback in Super Bowl 47, winning 34-31 in the famous Blackout Bowl. Joe Flacco threw 3 touchdowns and won MVP, while Ray Lewis ended his legendary career as a champion. 2013 Seattle Seahawks. Pure domination. The Seahawks crushed the Broncos 43-8 in Super Bowl 48. Their defense overwhelmed Peyton Manning, with Malcolm Smith returning a pick 6 and winning MVP. The Legion of Boom announced itself to the world. 2014 New England Patriots. A Super Bowl classic. The Patriots edged the Seahawks 28-24 in Super Bowl 49. Tom Brady threw 4 touchdowns, but it was Malcolm Butler's goal line interception that sealed the win. Brady was named MVP for the 3rd time. 2015 Denver Broncos. The Broncos won with defense. In Super Bowl 50, they beat the Panthers 24-10. Von Miller dominated with 2.5 sacks and 2 forced fumbles, earning MVP. It was a fitting send-off for Peyton Manning's final NFL game. 2016 New England Patriots. The greatest comeback ever. The Patriots came back from 28-3 to beat the Falcons 34-28 in overtime, Super Bowl 51. Tom Brady threw for a record 466 yards and 2 touchdowns, winning his 4th Super Bowl MVP. 2017 Philadelphia Eagles. The Eagles shocked the world. Backup QB Nick Foles led Philly past the Patriots 41-33 in Super Bowl 52. He threw for 373 yards, caught a touchdown, and won MVP. The Philly special became an instant classic. 2018 New England Patriots. In a defensive battle, the Patriots defeated the Rams 13-3 in Super Bowl 53, the lowest-scoring Super Bowl ever. Julian Edelman was the lone offensive spark, with 141 receiving yards to earn MVP honors. 2019 Kansas City Chiefs. Patrick Mahomes brought the Chiefs back from 10 down to beat the 49ers 31-20 in Super Bowl 54. He threw 2 touchdowns in the fourth quarter and won MVP. It was Kansas City's first title in 50 years. 2020 Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Tom Brady, at age 43, won his 7th ring. The Bucs dominated the Chiefs 31-9 in Super Bowl 55. Brady threw 3 touchdowns and was named MVP, silencing any doubt about who the greatest of all time truly is. 2021 Los Angeles Rams. In Super Bowl 56, the Rams defeated the Bengals 23-20 in a thriller at home in SoFi Stadium. Cooper Kupp caught the game-winning touchdown and was named MVP after a dominant playoff run. Aaron Donald sealed the win with a clutch 4th-down stop. 2022 Kansas City Chiefs. Patrick Mahomes led a second-half comeback to beat the Eagles 38-35 in Super Bowl 57. Despite playing on an injured ankle, Mahomes threw 3 touchdowns and won MVP. A late field goal by Harrison Butker sealed another Chiefs title. 2023 Kansas City Chiefs. Back-to-back champions. The Chiefs edged the 49ers 25-22 in overtime in Super Bowl 58, the first Super Bowl to go to OT in nearly 20 years. Patrick Mahomes threw the game-winning TD and earned his 3rd Super Bowl MVP. Please subscribe. I'll try to post at least every other day. Thanks.